Hey there, hello, aloha. My name's June. I'm a vegan and I'm an activist, and I have been so since the year of 2017. My love, in this video, I want to talk about how we as vegans, and especially we as activists, can remain happy. Why that? Because I observe that so many of us, so many active vegans out there that are putting themselves onto the mission to save animals, to make this abuse end, are suffering themselves. We are often putting ourselves into a position where we suffer. We suffer emotionally. We are experiencing a lot of anger, a lot of frustration, a lot of sadness. And I'm not going to small talk your emotions here, okay? They are valuable and they are valid. But the question that I want to ask here today is, do you really think infusing all of these emotions into the way you are active for our animal friends makes the changes that you want to see in the world happen? Do you really think infusing anger, frustration, and sadness in the way you speak to your fellow people on this planet, to all the non vegans, all the people that think they're omnivores, the do you really think all of that will change the impact for the better? Because listen, here's the thing, we have emotions as humans, so have animals, they have emotions as well. Now, what I'm observing is the influence of our emotional landscape into the way we talk to other people, especially about activism, about veganism, and the importance of being vegan, creates kind of like a negative backwash. And what I've observed and what I know, since I'm a mental health and mindfulness coach, emotions have the power to trigger same or similar emotions in other people. Let me make an example here. When somebody's really happy and they influence the whole space around them, 2 days ago, I went to a birthday party and everybody was kind of like sitting and chilling. And I walked in and I started dancing. I was in a good emotional landscape. I started dancing. Everybody else started dancing all of a sudden. Everybody else felt the influence of my emotional vibration. And this, by the way, has actually been proven by multiple people, and one of them I know of is called Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's created devices that can measure the signature of an energy in a room. I don't know what it's called, I'm not a scientist, but he actually was able to create a device that can measure the energy in a room and how it's influenced by the emotions and the way people feel in the space, right? So back to the topic, your emotions can trigger same or similar emotions in someone else. And now, let me point out the obvious. If you engage in a conversation about veganism or activism, and you carry frustration or anger or sadness within you, and by carrying it within you, I don't mean that you should shove it away. I mean that you have so much of it within you that it influences the way you speak and engage with people, the way your body language manifests, and the way the conversation evolves. And if you take a moment to kind of reflect back on that, I'm sure, because in my experience, I've been an angry activist in the beginning as well. Don't get me wrong, like I've been there. I've done demonstrations. I've yelled at people on street. I've had really angry moments with those people. So I hear you. I feel you. If we do that, we bring out an emotion that is ours to deal with, and we bring that into the conversation, which is about the animals. So if we put it in a way, and believe me, I haven't seen it that way for a long time in my life, but if we put it that way, our emotions, they don't have anything to do in activism. We can bring them in, we can tell people how we feel if they ask for it and how it affects us, and it's a very open and vulnerable space. But it's not that needed. It's often not that needed. Here's what's needed in a conversation that is around the topics veganism, maybe in a debate, maybe in an encounter on the streets when you're doing outreach or flying. What's needed for someone who comes in is to first of all feel welcome and accepted the way they are right now. The way they are right now, they should be able to enter a conversation without receiving the judgment that's often based on your anger, your frustration, or your sadness. Okay? How do we do that? That's the most important question, because now you hear me blabbering and you're like, don't be sad around other people, or don't be frustrated around other people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm simply saying find the right space to cope, work through, and release your emotions to an extent that you can hold space in such a vulnerable and triggering place as a conversation about veganism or activism, right? Because if you bring that into this space here, there's a big possibility that there is a mirror triggering happening. So your frustration triggers frustration in the other person, your anger triggers anger in the other person, and then you're gonna shoot fireballs at each other like in Super Mario. And that's not what you're here for. You're not here for, as an activist, to bring out the anger in someone else. What you're here for as an activist is to show them that there's a different space of choices that they have access to. Regardless of where you're at, it's about them primarily in this moment. Of course, the bigger picture is it's about the animals. But that's where they need to get to. That's what they need to understand, that it's about the animals. It's about the well-being and the welfare of our coexistent animal friends on this planet, right? So in order to get them to open up for your idea and to be open in the mind, you got to hold space with a certain energy of calm, balance, and even if you can bring in or invite in a certain level of happiness, okay? Because let's look at it that way. Somebody starting a conversation with you, opening up into that space of, hey, I'm open to hear about what this is about, why you are vegan, and what benefits that brings to me, the planet, and the animals. I'm open for that. When we look at it from that way, it can be a joyful process to have a conversation with someone like that. Somebody who already comes in and says, I'm open. Let's talk. You know, before I went vegan, I wasn't like that at all. I had some vegan friends and I told them to fuck off every time when they came with, oh, your cheese. And I was like, I love my cheese, back off. That's how I dealt with them, right? And yeah, they also threw some anger back. So it wasn't, you know, it wasn't great activism. It wasn't great activism. The way I turned vegan was a friendly invitation of a friend to go and watch a movie screening in our local village cinema and then have dinner afterwards. A humble and loving invitation to just tag along. All right? So that's what came up. That's what happened. And that's how I made the shift. That's how I felt welcomed and I felt open to learn about it, because I didn't feel judged and I didn't feel like I'm in a space with anger and frustration. And the beauty of that is not only that if we're providing someone with that space and the quality of appreciation for their time in the conversation, that they're open for it and more likely to become vegan or to take closer and faster steps to becoming vegan. Also, we're gonna feel more happy. And this is what this video is about. It's about us as vegans also owning that we have the right to be happy. Although there's still so much shit going on in the world and things that we wish we wouldn't see, things that we wish that would change, we still have to own the right that we can be happy in this world at this time, right? Because I truly believe we come here to this planet for a specific mission, but at the same time, we are entering this body, if you believe that the soul enters a body. We are entering this body which comes with physicality, it comes with emotions, it comes with a mind, it comes with feelings, it comes with the experience of our five senses. And I truly don't believe we're here to just be in a low frequency of anger, of stress, of sadness all the time. I've been there, my love. I've been suicidal. I've been depressed. I've been suffering from panic attacks and social anxiety. I've been there. I know how that feels like. And I know that that's not a life I want to choose for myself or anybody out there. So how can we invite more happiness into our lives? And this is where this video right now, this topic expands from veganism to being human and creating happiness in our lives, because essentially we can create happiness. Let me tell you a little more about how we can do that, okay? There are certain processes, and our body delivers us or provides us with certain functions and mechanisms. Those functions and mechanisms are directly linked to our organs. The main organ that we use most of the time, or the main part of our body, is our mind, our brain, right? And our mind can either be a friend or an ally. It can produce disruptive and destructive thoughts, or elevating and enhancing thoughts. So in order to become happy, we first of all have to understand our mind. We second of all need to understand how to nourish and feed our mind with what's needed, and also how to rest our mind if it's overcooking. There are practices for that. They are actual practices that we can just apply in our day for that. I teach them inside of a 12-week group coaching program, which is called Become Your Medicine. 12 weeks because it takes me 12 weeks to teach you all of that. Now, when we have these mechanisms and our mind is connected to basically everything in our body, we also have a very essential part of our body, which is called the nervous system. The nervous system, our system of nerves that is connected from the top of our head to the points of our toes. It's like a spider web all over our body. And our nervous system is a communicator. It communicates and it enhances or it relaxes depending on the emotional reactions we're having, the chemicals that are formed in our brain and how they affect our body. Our nervous system communicates and lets our muscles or our joints react in a certain way, which can mean a stressed nervous system reacts as stress, as tension. A nervous system that is under attack or feels like it's under attack does either want to freeze, it's going to run, or it's going to fight. Fight, flight, or freeze. You might have heard of that. Now, to engage with that and to bring more lightness and softness into that, we have our breath as another tool. We have our lungs and our breath, which can circulate oxygen through our body. And when we learn how to use our breath for that, we can also communicate with our nervous system, relax it, regulate it, and bring our body into a state where we're open for calm, we're open for presence, and we're open for happiness. Breath work is also a tool that I teach inside of my 12-week Become Your Medicine program. Now there's other ways to calm your body, to calm your mind, to release emotions. There's other ways. I use journaling, I use movement practices, I use conscious relating tools, I use communication frameworks. All of those you can learn inside of my program. And the beauty of finding this holistic set of ways to release your emotions provides you with an openness to live more happiness, to experience more joy in your life. Provides you with that. And when you can come from a space where you feel that way, and as I begun this video, as I was talking about, you enter a room and your energy infuses the space because you're a part of the space and the space is a part of you, and everybody in there is a part of the space, and with that, a part of you. If you can infuse your energy of joy, balance, happiness, and tranquility into the spaces where you go, including vegan activism, outreach, online conversations with people, if you can infuse that energy into that, you create much more possibility for other people to be receptive for your energy, to feel calm around your energy, to listen to you when you talk, and to be open for hearing what it is that you're talking about. And that's all I want to share with you in this video, right? So let me know if this hits home for you. Let me know if you struggle. Put it in the comments. This is a conversation. Even if I'm about to hop off the live stream, this recording stays available for you. You can always comment. I'll interact with you in the comments. Let me know how you liked it. Let me know if all of this is new to you. And most importantly, my love, I am here. That if you want to learn how to manage your emotions, how to transcend from these lower frequency states of feeling like sadness, like anger, like frustration, how you blah, 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 language lost, how to take the core energy of such a feeling and infuse it into a blank space and then into another emotion, that's exactly what you can learn in my 12-week program. Become Your Medicine is the name. I'll leave the link in the comments. Look at it, take a look, and you're welcome to join. In order to qualify for this program, there's two things that I ask from you. First of all, I want you to be vegan because I'm here to elevate vegans. And second of all, be aware the program costs money because it's going to change the rest of your life sustainably. And even more than that, the things that you're learning, you're going to be able to pass down the generations to come. So this program really holds a lot of value, and that's why it costs money. These are the two things you need to know. You got to pay for it. You got to be vegan to enroll. And if so, click the link below in the comments. I'll leave it for you once I hopped off the live stream. You can check it out. Much love your way. Mwah. Thanks for watching.